Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Caroline and this is episode 142. You can find me online everywhere as Kralaline, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, the works. And I have a web shop, colourfulcreativity.com or colourfulcreativity.nl. Right, how did this work? Not that it's been so long, but it is a brand new camera, as some of you may notice. I have no clue yet how it's gonna behave, how long my battery will last, how well the sound will be. I just don't know. We have to wait and see. So for all new viewers, welcome. I hope you like it here. I hope you stick around. And if this episode is not quite as the other ones, now you know why. Welcome back everyone who is returning. Thank you for spending some time of your day with me. I really appreciate that. And let's start with all the knitting I've done. There's quite some actually. And I'm starting off with a brand new finished object. It is my Raindrops sweater. Yay, I did it. I finished the sweater finally. It has been, the ends have been woven in. It still needs a button to close the sleeve. And it hasn't been blocked yet, but I have to say it really wears nicely on my body. It has a little bit of negative ease, so it stretches out the holes anyway. So I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna block it, because if I would wash it, would I block it every freaking time? Probably not. I would just probably put it flat to dry. And if I block it, this neckline will get wider. I have to figure out after a few times of wearing if I like it or not, or if I'm gonna put in some extra crochet reinforcement in the neckline, because it is with the sleeves now quite wide, like my bra straps peep from under it. We're gonna wait and see. I just have to wear it first. The Raindrops sweater is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and the yarn I used is my good faithful Colourful Soft Sock, good for everything, my absolute favorite base. And this is a one-of-a-kind colorway. I call it, I think, one-of-a-kind Raindrops, because I dyed it and then used it for the Raindrops sweater. I don't think this camera really shows the line, does it? There is a slight variation in the skeins. The top bit is a bit lighter than the bottom bit of the sweater. Let me see if you can see that. Don't think so, which is good, because that means it won't be that visible when I wear it. I'm very happy with it. I have to do the buttons. I have put the buttons ready. I have put the yarn ready. The leftover yarn that I'm going to split. It's like a 4-ply, so I'm going to split it in probably 2-ply. And with the 2 plies, I will sew the button on, so I have the perfect color yarn to match the sweater. And yeah, it's been a slog, but then in the end it was really fast, so totally fine. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy wearing this. Hopefully it's gonna get a bit colder, so maybe the three-quarter sleeves isn't the best at the moment, but I can always pop on a cardigan over it to keep my arms warm, or knit myself a pair of wrist warmers or something, or arm warmers. I'm wearing 3/4 basically always, so yeah. And then for whips, let's see what we have. We have a Binks here as well. Here he is, the little rascal. You can see him better. The lens is a bit wider. It has a bit more view of the room, etc. So yeah, Oh, let's start with my spinning whip first, because I'm really proud. I now have 3 bobbins of singles that I am going to ply together to a traditional 3-ply yarn. The fiber is by Frau Wölfchen, and this is the watermelon sock set. I think it is 100% Southdown fiber. If not, I'll correct myself in the text on screen. I'm very curious to see how it turns out. I somehow misplaced one of my bobbins from my Bliss, my spinning wheel, and yeah. Now I have to ply this so I can do the second half of the spin. And yeah, well, it is what it is. I'm also very curious, so I'm just gonna apply these and see how it looks. And then I know for the second half what I have to fix, change, or do differently. Or maybe it's not necessary and I can just do whatever I did with this one. So, knitting whips then. In my wonderful brand new knitted project bag, well, it's not knitted, the fabric is knitted. This bag is also part of the acquisitions because this was a gift from my lovely friend Francesca. And look at it. It is super soft, sturdy, and a great size for my brand new project. Oh yeah, and I have to show you the inside. It is sheep fabric. At first I thought it were donuts, but then I looked again and no, it's actually sheep. Look at that, how cute it is. I think the autofocus works very well on the camera too. I picked it for that. For those of you who are interested, it is a Sony ZV-1F. But yeah, I'm gonna try, and if it's not working for me, I'm gonna send it back. But yeah, I'm very enthusiastic about my new equipment because it has 4K quality and I don't know what else. A lot of functionality. I could even make reels and TikTok movies on the camera and upload them to the internet. But that's something for later. Let's see if it makes decent podcasts first, because that is why I got it. In that project bag is my brand new cowl, or cowl to be. It is a herringbone cowl, and it is knit in Colourful Merino Aran. It is a single ply yarn. As you can see, it is a nice fat yarn, a big fat single, and it is really nice and soft. I started with a few rounds of 2x2 rib, and then I started the herringbone. I stole this idea from Majesta of Majesta Designs, Maya Stitch Designs nowadays. Sorry, Majesta. I'll put the links down below. It is just a post on her Instagram from, I think, 4 years ago, when she bought a ball of this yarn, or skein. I balled it up by hand. I'm not gonna do that for you. You have to do that yourself. But yeah, I thought that was so pretty. So when I dyed up a new batch of the Merino Aran yarn, I thought it has to become that cowl. The colorway is called Hither. It is a new colorway. There are 2 skeins in the shop, and there's also some other new colorways. I just had some fun with speckle dyeing and absolutely zero recipe. So non-repeatable colorways on a base that I'm also phasing out. So get it while you can, because it will be gone forever after that, probably. So yeah, the cowl. Back to the pattern. I started on a 5.5mm needle. I cast on 140 stitches, and at the herringbone part I switched to 10mm needles, and it is ridiculously slow. And also I have to make sure I don't hurt my wrists too much. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous and worth it. It's just very slow going for me. Just, oh well. Probably not gonna make a lot of progress, but hopefully before the end of the year. And then I had a bit of a castanitis situation, but before you can cast on some garments, you have to swatch. So that's what I did. I took my castanitis and I swatched. So here I have swatch number 1, and this is for a lace cardigan, a bit like this one, though this one is commercial, but basically machine knit in sewing thread, very thin lace. But this is going to be one that I make myself, and for the color you can see it will match my squirrel dress. That's what I'm making it for. It is Regia silk yarn, and the pattern is by Anna Johanna. I forgot the name, but yeah, it's really pretty. I still have to measure my gauge if I'm right or if I have to do another swatch, but I was already busy with another swatch as well, this one, and this is for a garden gate sweater by a very famous one, Jennifer Weiss. Oh, I'm not sure. Jennifer Steingass, that was it. I do remember things. I have used the needles recommended, and I tried the colors. The main color is not the color I'm actually gonna use. It is just a bit more pink. My main color is more wine red, but I don't have a lot of the main color. I may be doing yarn chicken before I even start. And then I have this turquoise and this yellow as contrast colors, and for that I do have enough yarn. And I was planning to do 3 color work with the center. I started a swatch here. I tried the turquoise as the contrast color, the main contrast color, and I am not really liking it. So I switched halfway down to yellow as the contrast color. I like that way better. And that would mean that I would have turquoise in the center for the 3 colorway part. But as you can see from my swatch, my 3 color work is 0 stretch. So I'm not sure. This yarn is Rowan Valley Tweed. I got from the lovely Yarn and Yarns in Bernard, my friend Angela, who runs that shop way back, I think in 2018, when I visited for the first time. Maybe it was 2019, the year after. I'm not sure, but I got a beautiful sweater quantity of Rowan Valley Tweed from there. I have to figure out, my gauge is off, so I have to change needles anyway. I do not like that idea because I already think this is a sloppy gauge. Knitting the Valley Tweed, it was really thin, but it did bloom very nicely after blocking, or at least after wetting it. Yeah, I'm just not sure. So my castanitis went back into the freezer because I'm not sure. I might save them for the 12 casts-ons for this year. It is a make-along. My lovely friend Angela of the Yarn and Yarns podcast hosts. It's always a lot of fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do 12 cast-ons. I have no clue how my start of the year will look, but we'll just see. I can make plans, and I have a list and a queue and everything, and I have patterns with yarn matched up ready in project bags to go. So we'll see. I'm first gonna have to help the cats because they are too stupid to get under a blanket. They are 10 years old, but still too stupid. Right, the cats have been tucked in nicely, so hopefully they won't make a fight or anything. They're annoying, but hey ho. In this cute teacup bag, I have socks. I was pretty socked out after Socktober. I wasn't really feeling it for a good 2.5 weeks. And then I was like, for the castanitis, maybe I should try and finish some more projects. Maybe some socks even. That's nice and easy. And let's just pick one project and go for it. So I picked up the Speckled Space socks, and sock 1 was already finished for a few years as a sample sock, and sock 2 is seeing some amazing progress. Here's the toe, it has a heel, and I am actually now at the ribbing, so I basically only have that little bit to go. I am really almost there. And here you can see a close-up of the pattern. It's really pretty. I will admit there are mistakes in this one, and I couldn't rip back because that would mean I would have to re-knit the whole heel as well. I dropped it down, tried to fix it, it didn't work. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. I know there is a mistake, but when I have it on my feet, I won't see it at all. And I will be just ignoring that bit or trying really hard. Let me see. No, I don't really have the front page anymore. Apparently I lost it. But here you can see it on the pattern. You can't really. Can I come closer? The pattern is by Amanda B. Stevens. Like I said, Speckled Space Socks. It is a free pattern on Ravelry. I'm not sure if it's also hosted anywhere else. It is an older pattern. I mean, I think I knit this back in 2018. So it would be a sample for my stall at the yarn shows I was doing that year. Feels like a million years ago. The yarn I'm using is my Colourful Sock, the extra white base in the Dragon Fruit colorway, and I have found a last few skeins of extra white yarn in my stash that I plan to dye up in Dragon Fruit. And since I really enjoy this colorway, I'm probably bringing it back from being discontinued. There will be one last batch on the extra white yarn, and then I will just dye it probably on the regular yarn. I'll try a skein if it looks good or not, but I think it will. And yeah, I'm knitting these on High Sharps 2.5mm. My absolute favorite, the 80cm cable for magic loop with 1 sock. And yeah, I'm very happy. They will be done before the next month. I plan to finish them today. And yeah, that is then pair number 5 of the 9 pairs of single socks, which means I will be over halfway done with the whole second sock project, which is awesome. What else? In my All About Yarn project bag, here is Jenny's logo. Can you see it? Yeah, my exploding TARDIS bag. is a pair of socks for my husband. Let's see. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. Let me fix that quickly. Shove the needles in instead of having them hanging around. Sock 1 is now in this stage. I started them 2 at a time, but because the stripes were not exactly twins, they were more like brother and sister at a certain part. There was like 1 round difference and it was all getting mismatched and more mismatched. So I was like, no, this is no fun to keep it 2 at a time. I do not really enjoy 2 at a time knitting, I will admit that. So I split them up. I knit the first sock. I have a heel. I had to frog it. I did frog it. And I was contemplating to keep them for me or make them for Robert. But then I would have to frog back, do the whole heel again. And I did that. I think I already said that in the last episode, but I'm not sure. So I just do it again. So that one's here. And the other one I had on a really short needle, but I needed that short cable for something else, and is now also on a long needle, and I can also knit that one. These are both on Chowgu needles. Okay. Gravity, stop it. Now I lost the tag. There it is. Please, gravity, stop pulling extra hard. It's no fun. The yarn is Fab Funky Fibers, a wonderful self-striping yarn dyer in the UK. And the colorway is called Cloudy Meadow. And if there was one dyer I would have to pick, if it was all I could ever knit, it would definitely be in my short list of yarn dyers I would pick. I just really love self-striping, and they do gorgeous rainbow stripes as well. Yeah, well, this is mostly now waiting room knitting because it's nice and mindless zooming around, but we haven't seen that many the last few weeks, which is good, and we hope to keep it that way at least for another 3 weeks. Next up, I'm actually looking at where the project is that I put the other cable in, and it is here in my Paisley Ducky teacup bag. And in here is a hat, and the hat is the Sock Head hat by Kelly McClure. And I think it is a free pattern as well, but this is all the pattern. There's no photo on it, so I cannot show you a lot. What I can show you is my progress. This is it. It starts with a whole lot of ribbing, which I definitely don't like. And then it is a whole lot of zooming around. Just mindless, round and round stockinette. And look at the pooling, making it stripy. This is the yarn. I'll show you the tag. It's Manos del Uruguay in the Alegria yarn, and yeah, the colorway is just A9275, and yeah, it's not really interesting. Alegria. It is their sock yarn, 7525, and that's the colorway. And I am knitting these as well on Chowgus, and these are 2.5 millimeters. Probably because I ran out of high sharps, and which is fine. And it's still a bit of a long cable for a hat. I was doing it magic loop, and because it has so many stitches, it's like twice a sock, which you can see because, yeah, well, this is basically twice and more of a sock. It was just too long for 1/2 of the magic loop, so 1 needle, and then I don't like to do the magic loop somehow. Also, the cable was just too short for magic loop and way too long for doing this, so I got a shorter cable, and now I am going rounds and rounds and rounds. I have my bore marker here, my beginning of round, and yeah, I just have to go with it. Me and so much stockinette and so boring and such a small needle at the moment is, yeah, not really. Maybe I should see if I have a short cable in my higher sharps. Maybe that would make it faster, or maybe I would just poke myself a hole again with those sharps. The sock needle set sharp needles of high sharp are really sharp. The tinier the needle, the sharper the point is. So maybe just stick with this and keep my fingers in one piece and keep it as some kind of Zoom boring online meetings. Well, I don't really have boring meetings. I only have meetings with friends, but the boring knitting part. So you can just keep your hands going and you do not have to look at your knitting. In my sweater weather bag, I have my husband's sweater, or at least what will be my husband's sweater someday. I have cast on his sweater, and this is the sweater we picked out at the fashion show back in September. Feels like a year ago, but it wasn't. It was only 2 months ago. I am this far out of ball number 1, and the yarn is Lana Grossa Country Tweed Fine. And the colorway is just a number, but it is the gray one. Yeah, it is number 105. It is grayish with some tweedy bits of more gray, blue, light gray, and maybe a bit of black. Yeah, also a bit of black, or really dark gray. But yeah. It's going. It feels a bit weird because I'm not really used to knitting with woolen spun yarn. I can show you, let me see, I'm gonna show you the yarn. Yeah, there it is. And it breaks like, seriously, pinch of 2 fingers and hardly any pull. It does feel sturdy. It doesn't break when I sneeze on it. That's good, but I'm not really sure how I feel about it. It feels a bit greasy even. It's definitely not, because I have really dry hands, so my hands would love it. But it's just a totally different feel that I have to get used to. And the yarn is a bit irregular, so I'm knitting them on 4.5mm high sharp interchangeables, and I have the pattern here. It is model 20, I think. That's just the name, that's all of it. And I am, this is the magazine it is in. It's the Lana Grossa Men number 9, 2022. Yeah, and can I find the sweater? Yes, I can. I have to keep my paper in there. Here is the finished one. It has a handy style neck and a zipper. And it is knit bottom up flat. And I am rewriting it all to in the round for myself. It is in German. I am translating it into English for myself. But basically what I have to do now is mindlessly knit stockinette for a good 45 centimeters. And you see me crying. A gray sweater. Yes, it's not black. I know, I would never knit black. Yeah. a grey sweater with only stockinette up to the arms, and then I will look at a pattern again, because reading it beforehand and translating it all and rewriting it was just like, I'm not understanding any of this shit. So yeah. Then another project that is back from hibernation is in this big sheepy project bag now, because it is big and sheepy. I mean, it's basically a wearable sheep once it's done. Especially the last bit is very important. This is the Gerdach cardigan by Carol Feller, and it is a heavily cabled cardigan, which I absolutely love. A gorgeous Irish cable cardigan, and I did quite a bit on it. Let me see. I had already done a lot last year in November, and this year I thought this month I'd pick it up. I picked it up once my Raindrops was almost finished. I was like, I feel like doing cables, so I think I did about a good 10 centimeters. Yeah, this bit I think is what I have done so far this month. I am about 10 centimeters out, if I'm gonna stick with what they say. Let me see. Yeah, it is now 30 centimeters long. The pattern suggests 40.5 centimeter length of the body. How many inches is that? Let me see. 40.5, that is 17.5 inches. I'm taller in my body, so I might have to knit it longer, which is fine. It's really heavy, and the cabling is also pretty heavy on your shoulders and hands and wrists, at least on mine. And there's one row where you basically have to cable every freaking cable. I matched them up, but that is once every 6 rows, and I enjoy the other 5 a lot more. It's a good thing on the way back, it's always easy, but yeah. My cable cardigan of dreams is seeing more progress. Can you see all the different cables? And then I have to do increases every 16 rows and keep that in mind. So I have markers on this side. Where are they? There. Marking all the increases. I only have to do one more waist increase, and then it's all good and go, go, go. I think in 6 rows I have to do the last increase, and then I'm done with increases, which is good. That's one thing less to keep in mind. I'm knitting it on 4mm high sharp interchangeables, and the yarn I'm using, I only have a tiny bit here, is from a Kickstarter I did last year, the year before I think. This is Paula's Wolle, and it is a really nice German sheepy yarn. Like it's a bit scratchy, but it's not too bad. Especially I'm not gonna wear this on my skin, so I'm gonna wear it over something, and it's gonna be nice and warm and cozy and everything, and I'm really looking forward to wearing it. This is also one of the things that kept me from casting on new stuff. So yeah. I'd rather finish some things than start some things at the moment. So I'm trying to keep my momentum there and not cast on new stuff. So hopefully I can keep that going. And that was all the whips I have to show. I will go check on the camera now and see how it is doing, and then I will be back with the acquisitions. It all looks fine. I still have plenty of battery left, I can see. So, looks good to me. Hopefully the sound will be good, because hearing it on a camera is always a bit weird. But hey ho. So, diving into my acquisitions. It is, first up, a bit of fiber that is from Undercover Otter, and the colorway is called Bad Apple. It is a 100% merino non-superwash, and it's a blend of all the greens, which will be amazing to blend up with some of the blending material I have. And I got this as a gift from my lovely friend Kaya of Lana Filia. This is her card, and so let's do it like this. Lana Filia. It is a gorgeous shop, and she's even closer than I thought it was. It's like 30 minutes by car, and we still have to meet up. So Kaya, we definitely have to set a date. Yeah, we have to do that. She has gorgeous yarns from Life in the Long Grass and Sweet Georgia. So when I go there, I better take A, a big fat wallet, or B, leave it at home because I can't. Oh my goodness. I've browsed her shop so many times already, and I was like, oh, that one. And it's playing in the cart, out the cart. And I'm like, no, I just have to go there and see them together and feel them. And so yeah, Kaya, there we go. Then I got another wonderful gift from my friend Francesca, who also sent me this project bag. She made it herself. I'm not sure if I said when I showed the project in it. That was not all that she sent me. She also sent me a very gorgeous skein of West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colorway for 2022, which is the gingerbread colorway on the signature 4-ply base. Super generous. Thank you so much. And she sent me a message if I could still have mint spice. The answer to that was no, but I know Robert loves them. So I said, I can't have them, but Robert can. So if you can, please send some. And she did. And I can't show them to you because he ate them already. They didn't keep until Christmas. So he was like, So he had some really, really nice mince pies. And for me, there was another advent calendar in there. This is the Puka advent calendar, the Days of Joy. And there will be tea every day. I'm not sure if I can have it every day, but we'll just see. I'm just gonna try it out. There are some in there that I definitely can have. There's one I'm really curious about. I think I saw the Tulsi tea one is in there. I'm really curious how that tastes, because Tulsi is one of the things that actually helps with histamine intolerance and helps break it down, I think. So that's definitely one I want to try. I didn't buy a box of it yet because I was like, let's try it first. If I don't like it, I do not have to buy a box of tea that won't get drunk. So thank you so much, Francesca. I really loved it, and it came at a really good time, I think, as well. And it flew through customs, so perfect. Then I got myself something. I was browsing for a nice cardigan, full color work. I saw one. It is the new Christmas cardigan by Skein. And I was like, yeah, but it's a sport weight yarn, and I have a voucher to get yarn from Frankenwolle in Germany from their Kickstarter. Yeah, and that is fingering or DK. So it didn't really match with that. I was looking on Ravelry, browsing through all the patterns, and I found one. This particular one. and it said sizes something up until 26. So I was calculating UK size 26, that is approximately 58 to 60, I think. It should be size inclusive, right? Well, my shock and horror when I received the Knitter magazine and then read the size chart for size 26. It is to fit an actual bust of 52 inch. Which basically means I have to knit the largest size. And my collar work is tight. My gauge is super tight, so I usually have to go up a size or two. And if I don't want to go up in the needle size, I have to go up in the pattern size. But it isn't there, so it's a bust. Like, here you can see the size table. I'm not sure if you can really read that, but I think you can. Frankly, the Knitter has disappointed me again. I will admit, there are, I think, 2 patterns in there that go to a 6XL, where the bust size is 46 to 66 inch. That's this one. But that's not what I'm looking for. It is a 4-ply cotton yarn, lightweight fabric cardigan. And, well, there's another gorgeous sweater with patterning in there. Goes to a 2XL, which is 48 to 50 inch. That I'm like, yeah, not gonna happen. I mean, the pretty stuff is all small sizes. I'm not sure where the other one is that was size inclusive. I have to see. Is it this one? Nope, 44 to 46. How can I even think a cute little cabled cardigan would fit me? So yeah, like I said, the Knitter has disappointed me again. And here is a size 36 to 38 sweater. In a chunky weight yarn, which I will never wear because only looking at it makes me sweat, break out in hot flashes. But that one is available to a 60 to 62 inch bust. So yeah, I have no clue how the whole sizing works. 4XL 58 inch wasn't too bad either. This one's cute too. It is a little cardigan, which might be an option, but yeah. It's mostly that I'm so annoyed with them. What yarn are they using? Oh, they're using West Yorkshire Spinners. But what yarn? Signature 4-ply. Oh, that's easy. That's just a regular fingering weight cardigan. Okay. But that is not why I bought it. I wanted this color work. So yeah, basically a bit of a grumble when it arrived. But what can you do? It is a fat person problem, I guess. It's just the whole size inclusivity is not incorporated in everything yet, and it is a big frustration. And I think a lot of people will nod at the screen now and scream at me, yes, yes, tell them. Oh, or oh yes, I've had that so many times. I totally understand. It is annoying. But that is why I try to only knit size inclusive patterns, because I want to have everyone who sees my patterns feel inclusive. And I know 60 is not the holy grail. Preferably I like the patterns with no end and customizable to your own size and everything. But I set myself that 60 standard and I'm trying to keep up with that. There are a few patterns that were from way before that I would still like to knit and are not going up that high. And I think I explained to my mother-in-law yesterday how horrible that is. She had a Lana Grossa pattern with I think 3 sizes, and let's just say my mother-in-law is tiny. And she wanted to knit her size, which was the 2nd size. Her swatch was off, so we did some calculations. And we ended up with needing 3 sizes bigger than the bigger size. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, it's not there, and I can't calculate it because then your neckline would be like super ugly, etc. And it was an oversized sweater, so statement made. Right, that was my rant about size inclusivity. I'm gonna show you some shop stuff. I just told you about that colorful merino Aran yarn in other colorways, some one-of-a-kind speckles, and here they are. This one is green with pink, and I will admit I forgot the colorway name, just like this one, which is a more pastel-like with blues and pinks and a tiny bit of purple. I just had some fun, just threw on some speckles. I have to get back into dyeing now that things have settled down a bit. More on that later. And then I'm also flashing this on screen again, the Tacking XXL Christmas yarns, colorway 753 and 752. And since it is the 1st of Advent, you do not have that long to knit your Christmas socks anymore, or at least if you want to wear them this year. 1st of Advent, so exactly 4 weeks until Christmas. Isn't that the case? Yeah, right? I suck at that. But basically it is the 27th, and it is in a month. Christmas will be over already. So yeah, get your socks on. And because I was feeling Christmassy spirit a bit, I got this in the shop for 10% off now. So there's a discount. You don't have to do anything. I already did that for you. The merino Aran is also to be found in the sale section because it is a discontinued base. I have also a few semi-solid colorways still left of this. Maybe you can combine it with a gorgeous 2-color brioche cowl, or a nice set of a hat and a cowl, or some nice wrist warmers or something super warm. You know, creativity is, options are endless. So yeah, there is also the whole batch of things that were still in stock, but never photographed and never put in the shop, that I put in the shop finally. A lot of that is also in the sales section because they are bases that just never made it. I dyed 1 batch of it and I was like, yeah, this is not really for my shop. I have other things that I like better. So yeah, have a look around the shop, colourfulcreativity.nl or colourfulcreativity.com. Doesn't matter what you, if you do NL or com, you come at the right place. Right, I will say goodbye to everyone who is not interested in the personal update, and totally okay if you are not up for that or not interested in that. And for those sticking around, thank you very much for listening to me. It is a short update this time. Somehow I do not remember where I was last time and when I recorded the last time. Let me just have a quick check. What date was that? It was 18 days ago on November 8th. Oh boy. November November 8th. Yeah. We were in that limbo week between the MRI and the radiation. So radiation happened the week after the previous episode, so that is now 1.5 weeks ago. And it was one session. I will show you a photo of Robert for scale at the machine. It was huge. And there's also a photo of him in the mask on the table to go into, well, not to go into because the machine goes around the table. But how it looked on the table. He was basically screwed down the table so his head would be still. And yeah, that's how it goes. So far he has been tapering off his meds and it's going well. There's basically 0 side effects so far. So let's keep it that way. Thumbs up. Next month we'll have a CT scan and the results of that, and a checkup for the after radiation, how it all went and how it is going, and if he was able to taper off the meds and everything. So yeah, that's next month. The middle of next month is gonna be busy, but so far we are trying to stay positive, even though I have panic attacks and depressed moments, etc., etc. Because we're finally standing still for the first time in 9 months. And yeah, that is basically like driving into a wall and sudden halt and feeling all your feelings and feeling how tired you are and how much has happened in 9 months. It's a good thing I even made it those 9 months. Like, with my burnout history, it's not something I expected to happen, but hey ho. I didn't fall down on the way. I am now just processing it all, getting some help from a psychologist, and just going on with the things I love to do, like podcasting for you guys. And I am also planning on doing Vlogmas. I'm going to unpack the advent calendars. I will, for the first one, I'm planning on doing a full advent calendar show off. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that actually. Just like I'm looking forward to decorating for Christmas and just doing it all. And I hope you will also enjoy that. It could be very small snippets of just unpacking the advent calendar. We all know that's 10 minutes usually, at least, like 7 to 10 minutes probably daily, but I like those small vlogs, just like little snippets. So for me, probably this will be the last regular episode of the year, and I will do regular podcasts again in January. I'll take Vlogmas. I'll see if I can do 12 casts on, and I seriously hope that I can manage and that we won't be thrown into the next roller coaster just before Christmas. And if we do, I might just take you with me, like a video diary or something. I hope we have some road trips, maybe some bike rides. We just have to wait and see. All depends on the weather and on our health. So, I guess with that, I'm gonna say goodbye and see how I can get all the video material from this camera and edit it. No clue. Maybe it needs a lot of editing, maybe it doesn't. We'll have to wait and see. And I hope you have a wonderful first of Advent. I'm not even sure if I can manage to get it up in the same day, but also that we have to wait and see. When you see this, it's up, and I hope the start of December will be friendly for you, and I look forward to seeing you in Vlogmas. Bye bye!